The University of the Gambia emerged victorious with 95% and received a trophy with a cash prize of $3,000. First runner-up went to GTTI with 79.95% and a cash amount of $2,500, and second runner-up to Stratford College, with Rohiba from the University of the Gambia emerged as a top competitor during the competition. Events of this nature is important in helping young people to not only showcase their talent but also improve on their public speaking skills, thereby creating an avenue for interaction through art, thus educating the public on various issues affecting their lives. For GRTS News, I am Deku Mademba.
Well, after tilling the land and sowing seeds and waiting for the crops to mature and bear fruit, volunteers from Brikama Jida recently volunteered to gather the produce from President Jammeh's Dimbaya rice farm. Samuel Ba saw the volunteers in action, and this is his report.
Harvest season now, and more people continue to render their support to President Jammeh in his farming activities. The latest to join the seemingly unending effort are the people of the West Coast region. The harvesting exercise turned the farm into a hive of activity as hundreds of volunteers descended on the field to give a helping hand. The political class and APRC bigwigs were also on the ground, and they include Pa Bojang of KGI, Youth Mobilizer Per Minte, Honorable Pa Malik Sise, Deputy Governor of the West Coast region, and the Chairman, Birkama Area Council. The approach they took was a classical example of division of labor.
When I first arrived in the morning, I thought it's a joke, it cannot be finished. But as I speak to you, everything is over, and a lot of work has been done. And I think I want to appreciate what had happened on behalf of the President, and I want to thank everyone for a job well done.
Modu Lamin Baji, who doubles as the chairman, Dimbaya Village Development Committee, is the farm coordinator.
Today is Dimbaya. We are in Dimbaya, the rice field of His Excellency. Today we are calling people to come and help us to harvest the rice.
The Dimbaya farm is one among many farms cultivated for the president that is under the management of CIFO Farms.
So this is one of the best fields that we have in the area. Anytime rice is cultivated in this particular rice field, it's always good. Samuel, definitely I'm very much happy with the variety or the quality of the rice of this particular area. It's one of the best rice fields that we have within the area under my management.
Officials of Kanilai family farms are generally satisfied with the produce. This they attribute to the swampy nature of the land.
Every year there's improvement. The people around this area, the farms that we have around this area, the people of that area are hardworking people. Anytime we cultivate, we have a plus. From 2009, we are always, increasing the production.
Now that those who volunteered to till the land and sow the seeds are now seeing the fruit of their labor, there was no shortage of people willing to share their thoughts.
We are very much satisfied about the level of work that have been done here. People have shown to us that the work they are doing is not for the president, but it's for themselves. Because anything that is, any proceed that is realized from these farms, including all the farms, including this particular farm, is plugged back to the people.
Since the president made his back to the land call, accolades have been pouring in from far and near. So too are admirers like Fatou Jaju, Nouakchott-based APRC militant, who though on a short visit to our homeland, managed to find time to come and offer assistance. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
We will be back with news from outside the Gambia after this break. Welcome back. Delegates from OIC member countries currently meeting in the Guinean capital Conakry have called on the international community to resist intolerance and fight terrorism, two menaces that are fast becoming growing threats in Africa. CFI reports Guinean President Alpha Condé has emphasized the need to fight extremism.
Ministers from the Organization of Islamic Cooperation are meeting in a brand new conference center in Guinea's capital, Conakry. President Alpha Condé of Guinea, whose country is hosting the summit, emphasized the importance of fighting Islamophobia and extremism.
Together, we reaffirm that Islam is a religion of peace, progress, and solidarity.
The 500 delegates spoke about restoring peace in Syria, Palestine and Mali. A number of the 57 members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation are directly affected by political crises and conflicts. Some members spoke about their determination to fight terrorism.
Be it the Sahel, Nigeria or Mali, we are collectively mobilizing against this curse that is a threat to all African countries and beyond Africa, to the international community.
19 of the 57 countries signed a charter on food security. This entails funding the development of agriculture in OIC states to fight hunger and poverty that create instability in a number of African and Asian countries.
French President François Hollande has paid homage to two French troops who died during clashes with rebels in the capital of Central African Republic, Bangui. Hollande was speaking during a brief stopover while traveling from Johannesburg, where he joined world leaders at the late Nelson Mandela's memorial. We have more in the CFI report.
Home from Johannesburg, French President François Hollande stopped off in strife-torn Bangui. He was welcomed by French soldiers still in shock over the deaths of two of their number, Antoine Le Quignot, age 22, and Nicolas Volcker, age 23. In a moving ceremony, the president paid tribute to these first two French soldiers fallen in combat in Central African Republic.
I am able to see your emotion as I look at you right now. Antoine and Nicolas died for France. They gave their lives for a noble mission, to save the lives of others.
The brief visit by Hollande to the 1,600 soldiers in Operation Sangaris had been programmed well before the soldiers' deaths on Monday night. He defined the goal of the mission in CAR.
We have one obligation, to intervene rapidly and with strength. You have done this. Then you and the African force, whose numbers are increasing, will disarm the militia, restore civilian rule, and prepare political transition, the future elections.
For the moment, disarming and placing the militias in their barracks by French soldiers and the African force has not succeeded in checking the spiral of violence in Bangui. In spite of the relative calm at midday, the Central African capital is still very tense and the situation still volatile.
We'll now move on to sports. Jola Kunda Football Club were over the weekend crowned champions of the 2013 Mandinari Nawetan Football Tournament. Jola Kunda defeated Sanchaba River Lodge Football Club 2-0 to win the late Momodu Max Jallo Memorial Trophy. And before we go, a recap of the top stories. The Vice President and Women's Affairs Minister has unveiled the pilot phase of the $8 million World Bank-funded maternal and child nutrition and health project. Ken West National Assembly member Honorable Menata Menata Njai, today took the oath of office barely a week after defeating NRP's Toure Bajinka in the recent by-election. French President François Hollande has made a spirited defense of Paris' intervention in the Central African Republic. And Guinean President Alpha Condé has appealed for concerted efforts against extremism. This as delegates from OIC countries met in Conakry to discuss intolerance and terrorism. That was all in this edition of the news. Thanks for your time and join us at 10 for another bulletin.